Hello there. Close my extra stuff here so that I don't slow or bog this down. How is everyone doing this Monday? It's time for Make It Monday Live. I see a couple people watching. I always like to wait for that first comment or two to make sure everyone can hear me and that everything is broadcast. All right, there's Sherry and Kathy. Hello, ladies. Welcome. Kathy says happy Monday. And Mitzi, Paula, welcome everyone. Okay, great. This is working good. Hey Pat, how you doing? Like I mentioned last week, I'm always so nervous when I first go live. Is this thing gonna work? Can people hear or see me and all sorts of things? I have got a little bit of a sore throat going on, some swollen glands on the side of my throat. And so I've got my trusty tea. Do you like my mug? My friend Sarah Simon gave this to me. It was a total surprise, came in the mail because on a live I was talking about Hallmark Christmas movies. And this is my favorite mug. I use it all the time. Oh, Terry, that's so nice of you. Terry says, love your creations. I got to show that off. Thank you so much. That made my whole night. Anyway, yes, Julie, the mug is awesome. It's perfect. So I've got some tea and honey in here to soothe my throat. If you guys could do all the talking, I would turn it over to you, but I just don't know that that's going to be the case. All right. I've got prizes to give away, and I don't know if I saw Della on here yet. Robin says Brandy too. I wish. Della, I forgot to mail your prize from last week. I was organizing my prizes for this week, and I found it over there. Totally forgot to send it out. So I will mail your prize, Della, out with the prize winners from this week. I'm so sorry that I got behind. I totally forgot about it. Betty got my happy mail. Yay, how exciting. It's so much fun to get happy mail. I sent off my free card kits last week. I finally got around to it after getting back from vacation, and it's so much fun. So, all right, I have prizes again tonight, and I am stamping. I don't know if you saw any of those cutesy videos from Snapchat. I just love those filters because they make my skin look just so darn great, and I don't even have to wear makeup, and it looks like I'm wearing makeup. I never wear makeup. But tonight, I'm stamping with the Whimsical Trees stamp set. And listen, I am not using the dies. So if you are a person who doesn't have a die cutting machine and you are looking for some projects to do, I've got some for you tonight. Hopefully you have some punches because my projects do use punches. But if you don't have a die cutting machine tonight, tonight's the night for you because I've got lots of ideas with this stamp set and the coordinating, what's it called? Whimsy and Wonder Designer Series paper. I'll show you this without having to use any die cutting. I'll let you in on a little secret. I don't really like die cutting very much. I know, blasphemy. It's just so detailed and takes so much darn time. I like quick punches. That's like my thing. Anyway, so that's what I have in store for you tonight. I have 4 projects. Make sure you stick around for the last one because it's a fun fold. Fun fold that you can use with any of your designer series paper, any of it. I promise all of it will work. It is super easy. It doesn't require anything fancy, but it's really cool. Love it. Okay, let me flip my camera around so we can do prizes. Remember last week, my deer, we started out with this kind of traditional, we use the heartwarming hugs and the peaceful deer stamp set or bundle. Now remember, I am featuring that bundle in my class to go this month. And I have to be honest with you, I've been a little surprised. The class has been a little bit slow. So there's still time to get in on it. The class features the Peaceful Deer bundle. So the deer and then the punch. And you get to make 12 cards. You also get a spool of this really pretty sheer real red ribbon. And this was an extra project we made. When you order the class, you get to make 12 cards and you get an extra bonus PDF with 4 cards. And this is one of the cards in the PDF. And then here's our inside. Totally traditional, beautiful colors. And then we also made this non-traditional color, Magical Night Sky, with our deer kind of floating through the sky. And here's our inside. I think that Night of Navy with Coastal Cabana just really pops. Absolutely love those colors together. So this is what we made last week, and this is the prize that I'm giving away for viewing my video. Now you can get in on this prize too, and you're thinking, how will she know that I viewed her video? Well, all you have to do is leave a comment. You can't get in on this prize, but next week I will give away a prize for everyone who viewed my video. And the way for me to know that you are watching is to say something. Say hello. Tell me where you're from. If you're a first-time viewer, I love it when you share that with me. It always makes my day to hear how you found me and get to connect with you. And if you're returning, thanks for joining. So, okay, anyway, this is for viewing. And the winner of that is Claudia Kearns. I think that's how you say your last name, Claudia. To claim your prize, I'm going to flip my camera here. To claim your prize, you just go to my website, www.rosegrunwald.com, and across the top, there's a link that says prize claim form. Just fill that out, and then I will send your prize to you in the mail. And by the way, I totally forgot to do my intro. I thought about it as I was saying that it goes to viewers, and if you're new, say hello. And I got to thinking, there's people watching that don't know who I am. So I'm going to pause for a minute to say hi and welcome. My name is Rose Grunwald. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And that's just a creative way of saying, or a fancy way of saying, I'm your creative coach. I've been stamping for a while. I started making scrapbooks when I was in high school, and I'm almost 40 now, so you do the math. I just have such a fun time sharing creativity with others. I try to make simple cards that you can duplicate at home, and I have a YouTube channel with the last thing my channel told me is that I was at like 125 videos. So well over 100 videos. And if you like my YouTube channel, just search for Rose Grunwald or Country Cards by Rose, you'll find it. Then you'll have all my videos in one handy place. Okay, so that was our viewers prize. Now let me set that aside. Our next prize is for sharing. And I've been upgrading my ink pads, but I have some upgraded colors. So what I've got for sharing is a brand new, never opened, totally sealed stamp pad. Gray Granite. I picked this color because it's a nice neutral color. It goes with like everything. And I think it's overlooked. So I thought this was the best one that someone had a chance of not having this stamp set. And if you already have this, or ink pad, if you already have this ink pad and you win the prize, I'm just going to ask you to please pay it forward and send it on or gift it to someone who might need a little stamp pad in their life. This was my prize for sharing my video. So if you hit that share button, you can get in on next week's prize. And the winner of that is Sue Tyler. So congratulations, Sue. To claim your prize, Sue, all you need to do is go to my website. It's listed down here, www.rosegrunwald.com. And then across the top, you'll see prize claim form. Just hit that and you can share. Okay, let me move my stuff out of the way. Did I even get to show you? Did you see these fun cards you're going to get to make in my Peaceful Deer class? Aren't these fun? That's just a sneak. This one's my favorite. Just a little sneak peek of what you get to make. These are beautiful cards. Pre-order for that goes for another week. Okay, here we go. Whimsical Trees. So here's the stamp set I'm using. It's got 10 images in it. Now, I have to tell you, I didn't look at the picture that closely, and I was mounting my stamps. And I'm like, what the heck are these dots? Well, the dots are either lights or bulbs or snow to coordinate with the tree. So that was, I don't know, I felt really dense when it took me a little bit to realize that. You got some pretty bulbs. The trees and the bulbs, I have to tell you, remind me just a little bit of How the Grinch Stole Christmas cartoon. So this stamp set has really totally given me all the warm fuzzies of like watching those cartoon Christmas videos as a kid. So Whimsical Trees, and we're pairing it with this really pretty Whimsy and Wonder Specialty Designer Series paper. Now, I've already been using it, obviously, because I had to design our classes. This is what you get when you are a member of my budget club this month. So all of my budget club members get a half a pack of this Whimsy and Wonder Designer Series paper. Isn't this pretty? This is probably my favorite design in the whole stack. I think it's just gorgeous. And it's got this like, I don't know, like rainbowy iridescent sort of shimmer and gold metallic shimmer to it. So here's some of the, ooh, isn't that pretty? You can see it sparkling. I always save all these little scraps, you guys, because I use them. What else do we have here? Pretty. This one. Okay, so if you're in my budget club, it's $38 a month. You get anywhere from usually $20 to $25 in product. And you get to make, you get coordinating cardstock with your papers or your, yeah, there we have it all. You get coordinating colors with your designer series paper that we're featuring that month. So, for example, for this month, you're going to get some Misty Moonlight, some basic white. We always need to throw some white in there. Some Blushing Bride and Mossy Meadow. So when you're in the budget club, it's like a little product share. You're going to get all the coordinating, or not all, but some coordinating cardstock colors to go with this designer series paper, so you don't have to buy a whole pack of it. This is a really great way to add to your supplies every month. You'll also get a sheet of these snowflakes, and you'll get to make all the projects I'm showing you tonight. So let me stick this back in my envelope, and then we're going to stamp. Okay, so our first project, I've got a card base of Mossy Meadow. We've got a piece of basic white for the inside. Now, I usually give you measurements for projects. Tonight, I am not giving you measurements because they are exclusive to my club members in their PDF tutorial. but as a club member, they will all be listed for you. We've got a piece of designer series paper here. The ooh, this is pretty. This would be fun. Look how nice that looks. How simple. And just a little sentiment in there. Oh my gosh, I would love it. All right, so let's gotta grab a bone folder. I'm gonna move this because I will drop it. All right, so we're gonna fold and burnish our card base here. Oh my gosh, so many names saying hello. Hello, everyone. I can't say hello to everyone individually, but I'm really happy you're watching. I'm glad you're saying hello, and it enters you into my prize drawing. So thank you for joining me tonight. I've got some get to know you questions ready to go. Okay, I'm going to use this fun little thin, the tall, like the, not the tallest tree, but the thinner tree. And we're going to mount that. And we're going to use the Mossy Meadow ink to do our stamping. Julie, you love this stamp set. I love it too. I've been having a blast using it. Hey, Sue, you won one of my prizes. I just saw Sue Tyler say hello. You were the winner of my shares prize. So make sure you complete my prize claim form. Okay, so we're inking this up with Mossy Meadow. And we're going to stamp right on this designer series paper. Okay, we're going to ink up again. And then a third time. Now I'm trying to make the third one not quite as tall as the first, but taller than the second. So we've got 3 trees there. I'm going to close this because we all know I've dropped how many pieces into my ink pad. Okay, we're going to set this aside. And now I've got a strip of just basic white here. I have tons of these strips. You know when you cut down for like the insides of the card, we've always got like a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch, depending on what size. I save those strips because they make really, really great sentiment strips. So I'm going to use my polished pink. And we're going to grab this sentiment that says, "Let your heart be light." Helen says, the paper is so pretty. Yes, it is. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorites. Okay. Now I'm mounting this here, and we're going to see if I can actually stamp this in the middle. Huh. Maybe luck is on my side tonight. Okay. I'm probably off screen. Sorry about that. Trying to get, oh my gosh, look at that. First try. Holy cow. I think I need to play the lottery when I'm done here. Okay, we're going to grab our trusty paper snips, the best scissors known to man. They are so sharp and pointy and amazing. I love everything about them. And of course, I'm going to save this for another sentiment. In fact, it'll be just perfect for another one this size. I'll move it over here so I don't lose it. Okay, now I have been using the heck out of this ribbon. So in my budget club, you also get a 1/2 spool of this open weave polished pink ribbon. And one of my bows that we'll be making later, I cut in half. And so I save all these strips, by the way, because you're going to see I use them for like layers behind my sentiment or to just kind of throw in there. And then I just stick them in a little baggie with my ribbon. Okay, but I've already got that piece set aside. So what I did was I took that ribbon and I cut it vertically up the center. And I'm going to do a little close up here. So you see how it's got like the fringe on the bottom? That's what we're going to use. We're using this half of a piece of ribbon. Okay, let's do a little gluing. Grab my silicone craft sheet here. Uh-oh. Thought I lost it. Okay, I'm running low on my stamp and seal until I place another order. So I've been using my Seal Plus, which is as smooth as the seal, maybe smoother. I hear angels singing whenever I use the Seal or the Seal Plus. I think that they're so smooth and so much fun. But the Seal Plus has less give than the Seal. So if you're a beginner with adhesive, you may want to start out with Seal till you get the hang of it. And then you could use the Seal Plus. Once you lay it down, you're not going to have any chance to shift your layer around. So that's why I say if you're a beginner, you might want to start with the Seal. It's got a little bit more kind of forgiveness to it. Okay, and now on the back of our sentiment strip, we're going to put a little strip of our Seal Plus here. And we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to glue it right down so that when we pick it up, it's peeking through both sides, just like that. Okay, now I want to trim this. Now, when you're cutting ribbon, you always want to trim at an angle. And I like to trim at the same angle for both sides. We're going to flip this back over and grab a couple dimensionals. I have a feeling I'm going to have to be forced to use the edges soon, which I hate. Oh my gosh, every stamp and seal I ever had. That's funny, Julie. You know, it does take a little bit of getting used to how much pressure you put on. I actually found that I was pushing way too hard. And I was surprised at what a light touch it needs to roll out that ribbon. Okay, so we're going to pop this up on dimensionals right here over the top of our trees. And then just for a little added something, I'm going to grab my Stampin' Write marker and do a little ink splatters kind of across here. Now, this is a very simple card, but it is so pretty. We're going to stamp our inside yet. We're going to grab our tree. Okay, and I'm going to go up here, kind of off the paper, and then down here. All right, and then this sentiment here, it says, wishing you Christmas cheer and magical moments that last all year. Grab our polished pink. I cannot get the picture of that dog on the Sweet Stockings DSP out of my mind now, Julie, now that you said it. funny. Okay. So there's our pretty inside. And we're going to glue this. This is so light. I'm like barely touching my paper with this thing. It works great. Oh, Robin, thank you for the reminder. What's the question? Okay, let me center this. Okay, there's our first card. While I grab my questions list, I got it over here. Hang on a second. Okay, so there's our first card. Simple, humble trees with this pattern. What do you think? You like it? Let me grab my paper. Okay. First question. You know what? We're going to dress this up just a little bit more with some Stella. So I got my Wink of Stella here. And we're going to add a little glitz and glamour because we're going to spritz the Stella just like this. You kind of pound it against the cover. Now we'll see if we can, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not. Oh, it's really hard to see. Let me move my light. Do you see the little sparkle? I'm not sure if you can see it. But there's a little sparkle. You can create tons of these and swap out your designer series paper. If you don't have this kind, no problem. Okay, our first question while I clean up here and get ready for card number 2. These trees remind me of winter, of course. I would like to know, what is your favorite winter activity? What do you like to do in the winter? And I know not all of you live in a cold place, but anywhere you live, it's probably cooler, unless you're in the southern hemisphere. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's probably cooler in the winter than in the summer. So what do you love to do? Robin says, hibernate. It's really funny you say that, Robin, hibernate, because I actually do a lot of resting in the winter, believe it or not. I mean, of course, it's a great time to craft, and I do plenty of stamping in the winter, don't get me wrong. But I really do spend time resting, relaxing, kind of hibernating in a sense. It seems to be a good time for your body to rest, and I listen to my body and I rest. Ooh, I got a lot of staying home by a warm fire. Kim says, whine about the cold and snow. Darcy sews a bunch in the winter. Jean doesn't do outdoors. That's okay. Ooh, I like Teresa's answer. Read more books. Pat, winter is mild. I love watching the beach and looking for shells. That sounds fun. Ooh, Char likes to watch Hallmark by the fire. Yes, yes, yes. All my favorites. I really wish we had a fireplace here. We had a fake one for a while, but the light burned out on it. Are we ready for card number 2? Crafting and movie watching. I've been getting into movies more myself. My husband's a big movie guy. I prefer TV to movies. My attention span, to be honest with you, isn't that long. Part of why I really love simple cards. I don't want to spend an entire day working on a card. It's just not my nature. So movies, so. I sometimes watch them, but I've been into movies more lately. So yeah. All right, for this card, we've got a Misty Moonlight card base. I fold and burnish that card base. By the way, if you want to get in on the budget club, all you have to do is go to my website here at the bottom, www.rosegrunwald.com. I've got it along the bottom here. And across the top of that, there's a menu when you go there. It says, join my budget club. And you can read more about it there. And join. Of course, if you're a member of my team, you also get all my PDFs, all my class tutorials for free. And you know right now, Stampin' Up! Has an amazing sale going on the starter kit. I have never seen them discount the starter kit like this. For only $75, you get to pick out $125 worth of product. That's a really good deal. And if you're on my team, you get my PDFs for free, and then you can buy the products to make the PDF at a discount. Okay, I need one scrap here that I am missing. Let's see. Did I throw it in here? Okay, I have to cut a scrap. All right, so let me cut this really quick. This is a 4x12 piece that we're going to use in our last card. And I'm going to cut off 1.5 inches of it because that's what we need for the last card. So I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to cut this down to 1 inch because that's the size we need for, I think that's the size we need. Yep, that's the size we need for this card. I thought I had everything prepared, but you know how that goes. Hallmark Channel and Crafting. Yep, that sounds amazing. All right, so what I did was I glued my designer series paper to the card front. We should stamp the inside right away. Okay, and I'm going to do some Misty Moonlight and Blushing Bride. Okay, so right now we're going to use our Blushing Bride, and we're going to get out this little tree right here, this little guy. Let's see, will he fit on this block? Yep. All right. Okay, so we are going to stamp off first to lighten the tone of that tree. And then we're going to stamp it right, I don't know, in the top third or so in the center. So it's very, very subtle that that tree is there. Ooh, it's really hard to see on here. You know what? I feel like that's too light. So let's do this over again. That's why paper has two sides, everyone. Okay, so we're going to stamp it at full strength. And then I'm going to grab, this is my favorite sentiment in here. I love these mixed fonts. It says, may the love of the season warm your heart, home, and fill your heart. We've just been talking about sitting by the fireplace. And I think this is probably perfect for that. We're going to stamp this right over the top of our tree. Really simple. Right over the top of our tree. Do you guys do that very much? Do you stamp the insides of your cards? I don't always do it on the live because I'm always nervous that I'm pressed for time and I'm keeping you all too long. I suppose if I keep you past your bedtime, you'll always just come back and watch the replay, right? Okay, so we're going to glue this on the inside. Isn't that sharp? Just with that light pink behind it. Okay, so that's the inside, and here's what we've got for the outside so far. Now we're going to start to construct some layers for the front of our card. Now I told you there was no die cutting, and I did not die cut this circle. I used my circle punch, which is retired now, but I love it. I had a hard time deciding when designing this card if I wanted the green side to be out or the trees. What do you guys think? The trees or the green? Now we're going to layer this pink over the top of it, and I need to cut this shorter. I cut this down to 3.5. While I do that, what do you think? The trees? Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of people saying the trees. Okay, I'm going to do the trees because that way I'll have one of each. Okay, so we're going to do the trees, and I know we're going to cover up a bunch of the trees, so I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Okay. So I'm going to just put a little line of glue and do my best to center this pink layer over the top. Hopefully that is centered. I feel like it's pretty centered. Okay. And now I've got this little strip of Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to put that in the center here of our strip. We've got it like this. All right, next I have one of these snowflakes from our sheet of wonderful snowflakes. So the front, well, I guess it doesn't matter what's the front or the back, but one is more of a flat white color, almost with a hint of like craft around the edges, and then the other is this iridescent. Can you see it shining here in the camera? It's like this iridescent, rainbowy kind of pretty color. And I just need a little bit of glue on the center of it. And then we're going to center that snowflake on our layers here. Just like this. So we've got sparkle and bling. Ooh, white embossing powder would be great for the same. I agree. I agree. Okay. Now, we're going to get this on our card front with some dimensionals. Just like this. When I'm done, I'll show you the one I made with the green, and we'll see what one you like best. Okay, we're going to do our best to center this. There we go. Push that down. Okay, now remember how I told you that I used a half a strip of the ribbon to tie a bow? Well, I've cut a length of the ribbon, and then I just took my scissors and I cut right up the center to make this length of ribbon that is half as wide. Okay, and we are going to just tie this in a bow. And I'm going to do my best not to get it not to twist. I don't want it to twist here. Now the reason I did this, you're going to see, I'm going to tuck it behind my sentiment, which is going to be really short and sweet. And it was a little bulky at full strength. And I found myself wishing that I had included a thinner twine in my product share so I could design some classes or design the projects with it. And then I thought I can cut this ribbon in half. So that's how this kind of came to be. So we've got this bow. I'm just going to set that aside for now. And I've got this big long strip. And we are going to grab this sentiment that says joy. Ooh, Angela loves this card. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to grab our Misty Moonlight here. Okay, and I'm going to stamp this. Oh my gosh. Another good one right in the center. You just got to go for it. Okay, we'll get my trusty snips out. Like this. So, yeah. This sentiment is going to go kind of over the top of my ribbon. Make these loops a little smaller, and then I'll save these other pieces for another ribbon or just some scrap. I like a lot to tie, and then I want to save this. All right, now let's get a glue dot. Oh, Julie says very simple. Thank you, Elegant Cards. You're on a roll tonight. I love me some simple cards, everyone. But I want to make them pretty. I know a lot of people who think that the simple cards are boring, but I think simple cards can be beautiful. And by the way, this is a great way to use up a bunch of those scraps that you have laying around. We all have little tiny pieces of paper like this everywhere, so I want to use those up. All right, now I'm going to go to my edges. I can't believe I'm willingly doing this. Just teasing. You all know, for those of you who watch my videos, I don't like to use the edges of dimensionals. I do it, but I kind of do it begrudgingly. It's just this weird thing. I know that it is more bang for my buck and I get the most out of it, but I really don't like using the dimensionals. Okay, so we've got our ribbon here, and we're going to put our joy right over the top, just like that. Now, if you want to add just the tiniest little detail touch, you can grab your marker, do a little spritzing, just to make a little bit more of that Misty Moonlight pop across and look really whimsical, just like so. And then when you open it up, we've got a nice simple inside. So there is card number 2. Kim says you can send the edges to me and I'll use them for you. That makes me laugh. I use them, but begrudgingly. So there's our second card. All right. Okay, we'll do a little cleanup here, and I will go to my next get to know you question. These are so much fun. I always have so much fun with these get to know you questions. Okay, I want to know, we all said we love crafting in the winter. And of course, you know I do too. I also love to crochet. I would love to know, what is your favorite hobby besides stamping? Oh, I cannot wait to hear this one from all of you. What's your favorite hobby besides stamping? Okay, we're going to put these back. I'll probably use these blocks again, so just going to leave those out. I do not know how I ended up with the second one of these because my other one is right here. Napping, I love it. Ooh, calligraphy, that's cool. Quilting. I used to be a quilter. I actually really loved doing the applique quilting, which is so much like stamping. Oh, hey, I promised you guys I would show you how the green one looks. So remember we picked between the green or the trees? Here's how the green looks. I love them both, but there's the green, here's the green, and here's the trees. Okay, so that's card number 2. I gotta move my stuff out of the way. We got 2 cards left. 2 cards left. Now this one, I was actually inspired after making the last card I made. So it's a little bit of a different take on the last card. Cake making. Ooh, you could make me a cake. I'll sample it, Julie. Crocheting. I see a lot of crocheters and knitters out here. Playing the piano. That's awesome. Okay, all you readers, do you go to the library and check out the new books because you know you haven't read them? Love it. Do you know what's funny? I am more of a book on tape gal. I actually really like to listen to, I don't know why I have this. I need a different card base. Hello. I cut the wrong card base, everyone. 1 minute. We're going to use Blushing Bride as our card base. Let me make sure this is the right size. Yeah, looks like it. I don't know, those of you that watch TikTok, I'm seeing conversation about books. If you watch TikTok, there are a couple of TikTokers out there that share some good books and kind of what they're about. So I followed one of them and I'm like, ooh, I need to read these books, but I don't know, then I get distracted and I don't. Okay, so we've got our Blushing Bride card base and this really pretty pattern with the holly leaves and some polished pink little berry dots in there. And then I'm going to just glue that down to my card front. Yeah, Diana reads free ebooks on her Kindle. Yes, love that. I like to listen while I'm stamping, actually. So I watch Hallmark, or I will listen to an ebook, or listen to music. So one of those 3 things. All right, let's stamp our inside right away. Again. Okay. So I'm going to grab my Blushing Bride. my mossy meadow. And I need my holly leaves. And then my favorite sentiment here again about the warmth of the home and stuff like that. Try to get this on straight. When we listen to books on tape, we miss our exits. Ooh, I believe that. I do listen a lot on my way to work too. I have an hour-ish, 45 to an hour long drive into work. And I listen to a lot of books, audiobooks on my drive into work. Okay, so we stamped our sentiment in Blushing Bride, and then we've got this fun holly leaves that I'm stamping in Mossy Meadow in the corners of our sentiment, just like that. Okay, we need to glue this down to our inside. So for those readers out there, what's your favorite book? And I know that I said I love to do, doesn't this green pop once you put it on that Blushing Bride card base? Oh my gosh, just pops. So sharp. Things I love to do besides stamping is fishing. I love fishing. John and I like to ice fish a lot. So here I'm using up one of my ribbon scraps, by the way. We love to ice fish, regular fish, but I love fishing. Probably my favorite thing to do besides stamping. And enjoy going up north and bonfires and outdoorsy, rustic-y things. Okay, this is going to end up glued down here. I'm going to trim that off. Ooh, Christian-based mysteries, fun. Oh, Jean asked, where do you work and what do you do? So I work for a company called US Venture, and I lead the credit department there. So I've got a team of 9 people, and we are in charge of assessing credit risk and assigning credit lines for our customers. We have a couple divisions. Probably our biggest one that some of you may have seen some of our trucks driving around. We're a wholesale distributor of auto parts called US Auto Force. And then we have an oil or a couple energy divisions. So, yep, that's what I do. That's my 9 to 5. Totally different from this. So I love the creative escape because working with kind of risk and finance and numbers and strategy all day, it's nice to have a creative escape. All right, so we've got this circle. If you have the layering circles dies, those will work. Otherwise, if you're a punch gal and you've got a circle punch, that will work too. If you do not have a circle punch, I got a little straggler piece of cardstock here. If you don't have a circle punch, really any sort of shape about this size will do just fine. We're doing some tone-on-tone stamping. I've got the Mossy Meadow ink on this circle cut of Mossy Meadow. And I'm just going to stamp kind of diagonal from each other these holly leaves like that. I know it doesn't look like much now, but that's what we're doing. And I am missing like a whole bunch of pieces to this one. I must have gotten distracted when I was putting this one together. I need to cut a 1/2-inch strip because I don't even have one. A scrap of it. Weird, huh? Ooh, Teresa loves volunteering. Hey, Bernetta, welcome. James Patterson books. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to grab our sentiment that says, let your heart be light. And I'm going to stamp that in Mossy Meadow here onto my Blushing Bride. Just like this. And then on our end, I'm going to cut this at an angle, just like that, snip it off. Okay. Now we're going to start putting our card together. So I've got another one of these wonderful snowflakes. And I am going to glue that right down to my card. So. And then this sentiment like this is going to go in between our two stamped holly berries like this. Shar says, punches are my favorite. They are my favorite too. I will always, I'm sorry to you ladies who love to die cut, I will always pick a punch over die cutting 100% of the time. Always. I love punches. Okay, so we've glued our sentiment strip to our circle like this. Isn't that pretty? Just really simple. And then we're going to grab our dimensionals. Teresa, you love volunteering. What do you do when you volunteer? Okay, and then we're going to stick this on here. Right about here. And there's card number 2. We're done already. Isn't that simple? I love the colors of this card. They pop so much. Mossy Meadow with Blushing Bride. Amazing. Amazing. Absolutely love that color combo. Love it. Jean loves the snowflakes. I totally do too. So you can see how this is a lot like our last card, but I just flipped the arrangement of the snowflake and the circles and shifted some of those strips around. So when you're on a roll with your designing, sometimes just moving the elements around totally make a different looking card. Okay. Yeah, I agree on the snowflakes, Karen. They really add a lot. And I love that I didn't have to die cut them. I just pushed them out of that nice paper. All right. This one I don't need for the next card. Are we ready for the fun fold? I saved the best for last. It's a little prize for those who stuck with me this whole time. I know I'm keeping you guys so long, but we got to get our fun fold in, right? All right. I think you're going to really like this fun fold. I've got a few layers here. Diana, I'm always ready for a fun fold. I'll do fun folds, but only if they're easy. I'm just being honest. I don't like complicated folds and complicated cards at all, actually. I like easy, pretty cards. All right. We're going to stamp the inside of our card first. So let's go back to our, did I stamp the inside of our last card? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's go back to our pretty tree here. We need our mossy meadow and our, I don't know why I even put this away, our blushing bride again. Shar says, you're fun to hang out with. Well, I appreciate that. I know so many people have things going on. I just always want to be cognizant of how long I keep you guys, you ladies, so that you can join in the fun. Okay, we're going to do this one again. Wishing you, what does this say? Wishing you Christmas cheer and magical moments that last all year. I like that. Okay, now we're going to glue this down. I can always tell when I've kept people too long because I see people dwindling, and this is the best card. So those of you who stuck with it, you're in for a treat. All right. Now we're going to glue this onto a layer here of mossy meadow. Oh my gosh, that blushing bride and mossy meadow just pop together. I really love it. All right. Okay. Now, I don't know why I have this piece. I don't need it. I don't think. Okay. Remember, I cut off a strip from these snowflakes. Okay, this is 4 inches wide. So remember how I said you can do this with any of your designer series paper. So let me show you how that would work. You grab a 12, it has to be 12 by 12 designer series paper, by the way. 6 by 6 will not work. If you grab a 12 by 12 piece, you can cut it in thirds, 4 inches wide, and you'll get to make 3 of these cards with this, okay? So you just cut it in thirds, 4 inches wide. Now, once you have that cut in thirds, you need to trim your 12-inch long piece down to 10.5 inches, which means you cut off 1.5 inches. So when I needed that scrap for this, I cut off 1.5 inches and then I just trimmed it down to 1 inch because I looked at it and realized 1.5 inches was too wide. So your final piece here is 4 inches wide by 10.5 inches. Okay. Now here's what we're going to do. We are going to fold this in half the long way. Line up those edges and fold this in half. Burnish that. And then we're going to take the top, and there's really no measurement here. You're just going to fold it back. I don't know, about 1 inch to 1.25 inches or 1.5 inches. You take the top and you fold it back, just like this. So you've got almost like an accordion fold here. Okay. Now we're going to get out our ribbon. And we're going to grab our ribbon and we are going to tie it around our flap. Okay, and then you decide if you want to tie it in a knot or in a bow. So we're just tying it around the piece that you folded down, the flap that you folded down. And then you either tie it in a knot or you tie it in a bow, totally up to you. I do bows a lot, so I'm just going to do a knot for this one. Do something a little different. Just like that. You got these scraps, but remember, we can use these as layers, so I save them in my little baggie. Like this. Okay, now we've got our card base. This is our card base. It's just a 1/4 sheet of paper. And then we're going to glue this to our card base. Sue says, the paper's so pretty, I don't know what side I like. That is the amazing part about this card, is that you get to see both sides of the paper in this fold. Okay, so we're going to glue this in the center, just like this. Like this. Okay, now I use my circle punches. If you're a you like dies kind of person, you absolutely can use your layering circles die cuts. And I am going to grab my favorite here. May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart. And we're going to grab our Mossy Meadow. And I am going to stamp that here in the center. That. And then I need to clean off, oh, no, I got another D-block here. We're going to finally use these fun bulbs that I love, love, love. That remind me of the Grinch. They really remind me of the Grinch. I think they're beautiful. Okay, and this is not straight. I'm going to try to make it straight. Just make my stamping easier on me. Okay, this is Blushing Bride. And I'm going to stamp those bulbs. On the side here. Just like this. What do you think? You like that? Okay. Now a little more gluing. And we're going to center this right over the top of our Mossy Meadow circle. And then this is going to go here on our card, but remember our fold is here, so I don't want to put any dimensionals like on the top quarter of this card. So we're going to put dimensionals on. Just like this. Okay, and you remember the inside of the card that we made. All you're going to do is slip that right in here. And now you've got yourself a pocket card. Super easy, fun fold pocket card. And again, you can do this with any of the designer series paper. You can do any season, any coordinating ribbon, something totally different. And if you wanted to do even more, you could glue something on the back as well, or even stamp on the back if you wanted. But there you have it. So you have all of the paper and coordinating colors and ribbon to make these 4 cards in my budget club this month. If you are not a member, you should totally be a member because it's a great way to save money, only 38 bucks a month, and you'll get the product share delivered to your door. You have to sign up by the 15th to get in on this month's club. And then if you're interested in taking advantage of that smokin' deal that Stampin' Up! Is offering, the 75 bucks for $125 worth of product, you'll get the PDF tutorial for free, and then you can buy the stuff at your discount. So if you've got a long wish list, that's a really good deal going on right now, like really good deal. And you don't have to miss out on any of my classes. That's probably the biggest question I get asked from people interested in getting the discount and in getting more bang for their buck is, but what do I do about your classes? And you will get to still take part in my classes because I send you the PDF and then you just buy the products at your discount. So let me think. I think I had, yeah, so here, start with savings. It goes only till the end of the month. They're only doing it this month only for that promo. And then if you want to join my budget club, let me flip my camera. Hang, I missed, yeah, let me move this. If you want to join my budget club, you can just go to my website, www.rosegrunwald.com, and click across the top. I think it says join my budget club or something like that. And it'll tell you all about it. If you have questions, though, please send me a message on Facebook here or email me at countrycardsbyrose@gmail.com. I am happy to help and happy to answer any of your questions. If you are not interested in either of those and don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would absolutely love to earn your business. You can shop my online store at the same website, www.rosegrunwald.com. Across the top, you'll see a link that says shop. Just click there, and I've got some handy links organized for you so that you can do your shopping. All right, that's it for me tonight. I had a lot of fun stamping with you. I hope you enjoyed these projects. Simple projects, 4 of them, and we did it in like an hour. That's awesome. All right, I hope you have a great rest of your night, everyone. I'll be here next Monday again, 7 Central. I hope you'll join me. I have some ideas already for next week. So otherwise, have a good rest of your week, and I will be stamping with you all soon. See you later. Have a good night, everyone.